it's Joyce Rockwood. I want to thank you so much for making time in your life to learn about how to improve your gut health. And I know learning new techniques can sometimes feel a little daunting. So I made this video for you so that you would have an easy approach to implementing some of these incredible tips. This was the first gateway for me when I started learning how to improve my health, and I've never looked back. I've been doing food combining for 26 years, and it's changed my life for the better and improved my digestion and reduced all of my issues with my skin. So I want you to have the same amazing benefits. So what I'm going to do is tell you the best way to start implementing it and how to break it down in a way that looks really systematic and simple. So first thing you'll notice when you get the chart is there's these color-coded bars that connect certain food groups, okay? So you've got different food groups allocated here, and take a look for a moment at the different foods that are broken down in each of the groups, so you start to have a sense of what foods fall into which group and which category. And I would say the first thing to do is notice this red bar going across the top between proteins and carbohydrates that says poor right in the middle of that bar. Those two food groups are the most complex food groups molecularly, and they are the most challenging food groups in terms of our digestion. So if you can, if you do nothing else, start out with just one simple tip and pick one food combining element that you can work with and try that out and see how that goes for several days. I recommend picking one tip and employing it for about a week's time and seeing how that affects your digestion and your gas and any bloating you're having or any back pain. Notice that back pain, discomforts in your body and your neck or in your joints start to decrease when you start to food combine. It's quite magical. So if you notice that food combining tip right there with the proteins and the carbohydrates, if that's one tip you want to grab and put it under your wing and run with it, that would be awesome. If you're already doing that, then pick another area that you see of poor combinations. Ideally, like the second one you see is the poor combination bar between the proteins and the fats and the oils box there, okay? So that could be another area you focus on if you're already not combining your proteins and your carbohydrates. The other thing I want to bring your attention to are the non-starchy vegetables. Get familiar with those, right? And then the mild starchy vegetables, very good to know which are which. And then your fruits broken down by subcategories there. Now you don't have to get too particular while you're just beginning on your detox journey with which fruits you're eating at the same time. However, as you get further into the journey and your digestion starts to become a little bit more particular, you might notice that you need to pay a little bit more attention to the different fruit groups and how you're pairing them. The second page of this loving food combining chart is my meal suggestions broken down for you in 3 categories of breakfast, lunch, and dinner ideas. Notice right underneath meal suggestions, it says, and transit times required for food to leave stomach en route to small intestine. So each food group has a different transit time, and when we work together, I can go into more detail of the breakdown of that. But for this moment, when you look at the different groups here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you'll notice that there's transit times in parentheses next to each suggestion. So for going through breakfast, we start typically in the morning with hydration with water and lemon essential oil or your fresh squeezed lemon. One of the advantages of working with the lemon essential oil is that it's made cold pressed from the rind, and it's incredibly affordable. First of all, it's 4 cents a drop, and I think organic lemons go as high as $1.50 a pop, and it's not going to harm the enamel on your teeth. So the first suggestion is the vegetable juice. You'll notice the transit time listed there is 1 hour. Now it might be less, right? But give yourself an hour after drinking your juice. We want to allow your body to run on the electrical life force energy that the juice is providing. And then you could eat something solid after it, and I've given you 3 separate options there, 3 separate suggestions. It doesn't mean to eat all 3, but you could pick any of those 3 that are listed. And then same thing at lunch, starting with some water and hydrating. And then there's 4 options there for you with the transit times of the suggestions broken down in parentheses. And then same at dinner, hydrating first. Getting water into the body and hydrating your tissue before you eat a meal is a great way to make sure that your cells are active, your bowels are moving, and you're hydrating your body, because juices don't hydrate the body nearly as well as water does, okay? So that's really important to be drinking water throughout the day, or at least about 15 minutes before a meal. So I hope that these tips have supported you in breaking down how to work with the food combining chart a little bit more easily, so you don't go into overwhelm. You don't have to do everything all at once. One of the benefits of working with me as your coach is that I can guide you systematically with how to take your next steps, so that you know when it's time to put your foot on the gas. And if you have any questions, you can join my private Facebook group, Your Booty is My Duty, or you can book a 20-minute gut loving breakthrough call with me. There's a link right in the PDF, right at the bottom in purple. We can get into a strategy call and support you with your best next steps, so that your digestion and your overall detoxification is being managed in the most systematic and sensible way. I hope you found these tips helpful, and I look forward to seeing you soon.